stuff turned on. Going to get everything else going on. We're going to talk about the Pctg that we're launching here and new TUFF filament, and we will go on from there. I do want to get Instagram up and rolling along with us so that everybody else can follow along, because that's just fair the way it's going right now. We're going to do all kinds of things. Now, if you guys have any questions or need any help with teleport, put those in chat while we're rolling, and that will make sure that we keep everything covered there. Okay, we're going live. Do it live. Wait, nope, not live. There we go. Okay. Making cheap Pctg. Terrible name. Still a terrible name. Always has been a terrible name. Continue to think it is a terrible name. Here's the reason Pctg is a terrible name. Do you know if I just said Pctg or Pctg? That's why. That's why it's a terrible name. If you cannot hear the difference between two things, they shouldn't be two different things. So I hate the name Pctg. We're going to be calling it TUFF when we finally get it released. But Pctg has a little bit more brand recognition right now. So we are using it. Alaska, how's it going, man? And Kamir, how's it going? Print Lab? I gotta get card in camera here, almost there. There we go, sweet. Now I can film the shorts, because the guys were saying we need more shorts, and we don't have enough shorts. Hey, we got a bunch of folks over here. What's up, y'all? How's it going? What's up? What's new? What's digging? What's cooking? What's dancing? What's moving? Cold in Alaska? No. I don't believe it. How could it possibly be cold in Alaska? It's in the tropics, isn't it? I think Alaska is like off the coast of California or something like that. I think I fly over that when I'm going to Hawaii. Hey, what's up? Colin Corp, Josh, Sunny Aura, everybody, whole mess of people popped in here all of a sudden. That's awesome. Let's see what's doing. Did you guys have any questions about teleport or anything like that? Yes. Cold in Savannah, Georgia. It's cold compared to normal Savannah, Georgia. It's not that cold. I've heard you Georgians whine about the cold. You're like, oh my gosh, it's like 45 degrees. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's shorts weather. Builder 3D, what's up, man? How's it going? All right, folks. But while everybody's getting in here, snowing? Snowing in Georgia? Which part of Georgia? Are you inland or are you over by the coast and stuff? Okay, fine. You're actually cold. Well, you're in Savannah, Georgia. That's weird. So you guys are still having the weather, huh? Dallas, Savannah, yeah. Good, going good. What's up? Hey. 3D IPC, how's it going? Ahmed, how's it going? What's up, y'all? Let me know if anybody's got questions about this, that, the other thing. So we just released Pctg on tangledfilament.com. Normal Pctg costs about $30 per spool. We've got it down to $22.50 right now. It is on pre-order, and it's going to take us 4 weeks to ship it, but we've got it over there. Ryan U Beach, Delaware. Nice. Julia, what's up? Welcome. Good to see you. How's it going? But we got the Pctg out the door. It is on a pre-order. We need to sell 500 kg of it in order for it to be worth the time and to get a reference on how much demand there is out there for it. So over this next 2 weeks, we're going to try to get 500 kg of it sold. If we can do that, then we'll keep it rolling at that pricing. We have a few, it's over on tangledfilament.com, but the Pctg, we're excited about it. We think we can get it down to $13 per kg in about a year if we push on it hard. So that should be good. But you don't ship to Alaska anymore. That's because Alaska isn't in the United States. That's the reason. Like, yeah, Alaska and Hawaii are charged shipping. to ship to the stuff. But like you guys aren't part of. I don't know. I go up there and sometimes you take American money, but I'm never sure about it. Yeah. Here's the thing: Alaska is far away, and Hawaii is far away. It literally. We looked at it and we're like, okay, we do want to. We say shipping inside the United States, but we had to free shipping inside the United States, but we had to change it to continental U.S. because Alaska and Hawaii are so far away that it's like 3 times the cost to ship, and like a kilogram of filament generally costs. The 3 kilograms of filament generally cost about $15 to ship normally, and then you go to Alaska and now it's $45, and we sold the filament for $30, and we weren't profitable before. And now we're really not profitable. So I'm sorry, we can't. Tangled can't survive if we have to ship to Alaska and have free shipping. We just can't do it. I'm trying. We tried. We did have it for a bit. Sorry, we had to turn it off. We couldn't make it survive. We thought everybody else would be able to subsidize it, but the rest of the United States couldn't subsidize it. We weren't moving enough in other places to pay for the hole that shipping something to Alaska costs. That all being said, we really do need to put a print farm over in Hawaii. You don't love us. That's right. What has Alaska ever done for me? Besides pump most of the oil that I burn in my car on any given day. But beyond that, beyond keeping the wheels of industry rolling, shipping to Alaska and Hawaii are basically air freight. It's really, really expensive. Give me the option to pay shipping. We don't give you the option to pay shipping? We should be able to have the option to pay shipping. I'll check with the team over on Tangled. We should have it over there. Could one simulate ordering 1 kg of Pctg via teleport to view the shipping costs? I got a better one. You can go to shipmything.com and you can simulate shipping costs. Or you can go to 3dprintpricecalculator.com and you can put in an origin and a destination zip code and then your weight, and you can see what it'll cost. That'll do it. How's it going, folks? Do you offer resin prints? We do not do resin. We only do FDM. Actually, this is a really good conversation. So Slant 3D only produces FDM 3D printed parts, which is really weird for a 3D printing service because most printing services have resin and FDM and SLA and all this other stuff. But for us, the thing we focus on is scale. So our main mega farm is spec'd out for 3,000 machines. If those were all a different type of machine, none of them would be very good at anything and none of them would have a lot of scale. Since we do one thing and we do it continuously, we're able to do it really well to where 99% of orders go out in under 2 days and people know what they're going to look like and know that they're going to have a good quality. If we were doing all this different stuff, then you end up spreading yourself too thin and you can never really scale up. And we want to make sure that we can make a part as quickly and cheaply as we possibly can for people so that designers all over the world can create awesome products but then not have to build the factory for it itself. So since we've built this system, people can upload a file and 30 seconds later be selling it online regardless of what it is, and have a factory with 1,000 machines supporting them to print and ship orders straight to their customers. That is why we focus exclusively on FDM. So, but anyhow, what's up, Rick? I was just trying to help. Nigel Bruckman, Jason Woodworker, Thomas Lanyards. There's a bunch of people over here on the Instagram today. That's great. Howdy, what's up? Mostly useful. Love my sport. I was answering him. Did not intend to be rude to you. What now? Huh? I don't know what's going on. I've missed something in the chat. I'm not offended. If somebody else is angry, that's what it is. But how's it going, guys? You know, I didn't expect myself to be like this energetic on the stream today. It's sort of weird. It's a Monday. There's all this stuff. I just came from quoting. I'm just like, but no, I'm jazzed to be here. The streams must be getting to me. Like I must be starting to be enjoying these more now that we're getting into a rhythm of how to do them. Did you end the 16:9 streams? No, we didn't end them. Well, actually, here, I'll start one up. The problem is that the 16:9 desktop aspect ratio streams do not get very many views. Cheap Pctg. I'm gonna call it a streamathon. Streamathon. Let's see here. Do that, and then do this. Oh wait, back. Hold on. Wait. I gotta do a thing. Tangledfilament.com. Okay, we'll get a regular desktop aspect ratio here, and I can do demos and help out with stuff and all of that. We're gonna have monetization on. Oh well. We'll have ads run alongside this one. Life's hard sometimes. Would you like to try a collab video with some other 3D creators? I would love to. I'd love to do more collabs with people. It's always fun. The problem is that we are also in the middle of nowhere, and so it's tough to engage with other creators. Here's the thing, though. This is something I'd like to try. We're going to Open Sauce in July, and Open Sauce is a conference of creators and everybody else messing with stuff. This is weird. I'm going to talk at this camera. Sorry, people up there. But the Open Sauce will be down there. I'd love to see a few of the people. I know Stefan from CNC Kitchen is going to be there, and obviously there's Osman and all the rest of the guys. I say it like the guys. We haven't ever met, like, directly. But I've watched their work for years and that kind of stuff. I would love to pull out the YouTuber card down there and see how it goes. We're just going to wander around because I want to see what people are building, but and kind of for the trip. But we don't. I don't have any plans for it. If somebody wanted to film a video while we were down there, it'd be really sick if we could film a couple of podcasts with people. That would be awesome. Would you like to try that thing? Love my sport. Oh, love my sport. You're good. No worries, man. Okay, let's see. What's up? What else is going on? Sweet. We got people over there. Where's everybody coming from? You'll be at Open Sauce, Austin? Sweet. Yeah, grab me. I'm the tall guy. Black ball cap. Generally have a slant shirt on. You'll see me. I stick out in the crowd fairly decent. Hope this Pctg adventure will shake up the competition and drive the price down in UK and EU too down the line. Ooh, I hope so. Yeah, the Pctg, it's a material that's a pretty decent material. We're going to try this run with it. We'll see what goes wrong, because something is going to go wrong. Something always goes wrong. But we'll turn that loose, and then we'll see, based on the response, we'll see if we keep it rolling or if we move on with other stuff. We will end up rebranding Pctg to TUFF. So we are currently selling Pctg for $22.50 on a pre-order. This is with a intended goal to get the price down to $13 per kg. We think we can do that in the next year with what we have as far as supply chain right now, but we need to optimize the processes and verify that demand is there in order to justify the scale that will drop the cost down there. And also just make sure that we're good at making it and getting a good product at the door. It will be a little bit weird at first, but if you want to, like, something will go wrong. We will pack a box wrong or something along those lines. When you introduce new product, there's always weirdness at the start. But you can get Pctg for $22 over at tangledfilament.com. That will be available for 2 weeks, and then we'll turn it off as we fulfill those pre-orders, and then it will come back available a little bit later, provided that the whole campaign goes well. So we've dropped Pctg from $30 down to $22.50. And we will keep on going from there, provided the demand is there. So if you want Pctg to be cheaper, go and check it out. Also, we're not going to continue to use the name Pctg. We're going to change it to something else. I think we're going to call it TUFF, which is tough unnamed flippin' filament. So check it out over at tangledfilament.com. Send me some rolls and I will be a cold weather test. I don't need it. Already got it. It's cold down here. Snowed the other day. Freezing in here. It's cold in the studio. We got it covered, man. Appreciate the help, though. But you're gonna have to find another angle to get stuff shipped to Alaska. Like, we don't ship international. Like we've talked about this. We can't ship this stuff to other countries. We just can't afford that. I'm not even sure Alaska's a real place. I've seen it on maps. I think we should just call it the Canada of America. The America of Canada. I don't know. When packing a product, if it has a small part, does it get bagged or put in the boxes? Same as large parts. It will be bagged. If you put small parts into a teleport order, then yes, they fall down to the bottom and will never be found inside of the packing materials or amongst the other parts. So yes, tiny pieces are always bagged. And actually, here's an interesting thing. We got a report from a customer that an order that was a black part, a glossy black part, had some dust on it. We asked for photos and it was sent over to us, and he asked if we could wipe them down before we send it out. We looked at the photos. It was packed with the paper, and the paper shedded onto the black part a little bit, which leaves just a little bit of dust. Now, that's not ideal. We don't want that. We don't want to use something like plastic or other non-sustainable sort of ways of packing. So we want to stay with paper, but we can't have the paper shedding on the parts and making them look dusty and crappy. So what we probably are going to do is going to start bagging in all individual parts rather than even wrapping large bulky ones in paper. We'll just give them a quick clean film, which is as efficient as you can be with plastic in the packaging, but protects the part from rubbing against other parts and getting scratched, getting the paper dust on it, and that kind of thing. So that improvement will be coming to teleport and portals orders here in the near future. And that's how we'll get that fixed. Send the Pctg to Alaska by dog sled. Yeah, that's what they do up there. What's up? Printable and gaming content? And Brian DeCure. Can't find that site. How do you spell that? Tangled. Filament.com. I'm gonna do a screen share over on the other stream. Let's do this. A Nancy Gecko Log Echo Delta Foxtrot Indigo Llama Alpha Max Echo Nancy Tango.com. What is I? What is the phonetic I? Hold on here. I. What? India? Is that what they use? Is it India? India doesn't sound like a good enough one. I can't even like. Hold on. I gotta figure out what the It is India? Okay, multiple people have said India. It's India? Really? Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, India. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Like, WTF. Like, what? India? India? That's like a terrible one of those. No, it's not Igloo either. That's not cool enough. India is India in every language. Yeah, but we're... Hold on. No. Military letter codes. Hold on. Juliet, Nancy. India. Everybody's right. Okay, it's India. Golf. Yeah, it is. No, I knew I got the G wrong too. I just came up with one there. It's also not B as in boy. Here we go. So everybody knows. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, India, Juliet, Kilo, Lima, Mike, November, Oscar, Papa, Quebec. What? Romeo, Sierra, Tango, Uniform, Victor, Whiskey, X-Ray, Yankee, Zulu. Okay, we got a problem. We got to fix our armed forces. Quebec? Well, I guess you can hear it. Yeah. Yeah, India Mike. Yeah, you're right, Christian. Man, India doesn't seem like a good one. I feel like there's a better I name out there than India. Yeah, and I know, they broke me. I can't believe we have Quebec in our military alphanumerics. What is the current turnaround time for Tangled 3kg black shipments? It's pretty darn fast. If you order like a great big old shipment, then it would potentially go long. I know we had somebody who ordered like 100 kg of it all, and it just takes a while to get that packed up and to find cheapest shipping method. So like large orders of like 100 kilograms will generally go on a pallet, so they can take a little bit longer. It's internationally agreed on by NATO. Oh. Okay. So Canada just wanted theirs in, and India just wanted theirs in. Next time, we're going to make America. Take that to the NATO meeting and be like, America, Bosnia, Canada, Denmark. And those are the new Americs. Yeah. I'm going to diss on Canada. Canada has it coming. Oh, geez. Eh? Yeah, America's the greatest country in the world. All the other countries, like Alaska and Canada, not even part of it. Is there a sales line to speak to a person about setting up? What's the largest size you were able to do? If you're setting up for teleport, teleport is totally automatic to get set up. It takes like 20 minutes to get going. You go over to Teleport Pod, you sign in, and then you can connect up your Etsy store, and then you can connect up the middleware, and that goes super, super fast. As soon as you upload a file, you instantly get a quote for the cost of the file. So that's super quick to create as well. And then you're good to go. As soon as you get an order from Etsy, you can match it up to us and we will print it and ship it for you. So setup is really quick and easy. And if you want mass production, if you need like 1,000 parts or more, then you can go ahead and go to slant3d.com and upload a part, and it will quote up to 1,000 parts and then report it to our sales team if you need more than 1,000 parts. Yeah, that's right. That's what I just need to be a little bit racist against Alaskans. That creates a good stream. There are vids on Slant explaining the process. Yeah, we run through the process. Since we did facelift, ordered 30 on 126. Oh, Brian, I think I know your order. Because yeah, yours was like print farm order. It is packed up. We're waiting for the truck to pick it up because your stuff is going to be coming on a pallet. And you can unload it by hand if you want to, because that's the same as if it was shipped by UPS, but it'll be coming on a pallet just so that it's more affordable to ship and more efficient throughout. And then hopefully easier for you to move around too, if you happen to have a pallet jack at your spot. It did take a little bit longer because it was in a weird spot, but yes. Yeah, I did a review of this item last week. On Friday, we always check in on to see if there's any outstanding orders, and that was one of them. And the truck wasn't able to arrive on Friday, and the trucks also don't pick up on Monday. So we're getting it out tomorrow. Which Pctg brand do you recommend? Tangled Filament. We've got Pctg for $22.50 over on tangledfilament.com. It is... I didn't realize how much of an ad that looked like on the stream, but we've got Pctg over there ready for pre-order. You can buy it in 3 kg batches. We're going to ship it out in 4 weeks. If we do well on this launch campaign, then we have a roadmap for bringing Pctg down to about $13 per kilogram and still doing it sustainably. And then, oh, hey, want to upload multicolored models? Is that possible? Totally. You can upload multicolored models to Teleport. Just go ahead and get on the enterprise tier, and then we can do multicolor for you, and we can set up whatever color group you need or anything else. Dang, that's a decent price. You know, I'll buy. Hey, awesome, locked. Here's the thing, like, to be fair, it's gonna take 4 weeks to ship it out because we just released this. We need to judge demand and make sure we hit 500 kilograms in sales. So request to everybody, share it around with your friends if anybody else needs Pctg. we'll get this batch out, and then it'll be available on the regular afterwards. We've got the material, we've got the extrusion, we know we can make it. We just need to make sure there's enough demand out there, which is why we're doing it kind of as a pre-order thing. Could you do a quick comparison of PCTG to other common filaments? That's perfectly fair. First of all, PCTG has a way worse name than all the other filaments, and I think that should just eliminate it right off the bat. But what the thing with PCTG, I'm going to stop calling it PCTG. I'm going to call it TUFF. Our TUFF filament, it is harder than TPU, but it is very chemically resistant. It is as durable as ASA while being a little, or ABS and ASA while being a little bit more flexible. It sits between like hard TPU and ABS as far as hardness. It has good chemical resistance. It can string a little bit. It's sort of similar to Pctg in that regard, but it's way higher temp than Pctg and generally crisper than Pctg. So yeah, that's kind of where PCTG sits. It's a good kind of generic material. The problem is it just hasn't been produced in large enough scale yet to like bring the cost down. It is less hygroscopic than Pctg, so it doesn't absorb as much water, so it can sit on the shelf a little bit longer. You still need to dry it because it does do that a bit. But there's that, and then, yeah, rolling from there. What's up, 3D Logic Prince? Welcome back, man. So PCTG is just a pretty good durable material. Yeah, I'm selling you PCTG. It's not ours. Other people have been selling it for probably about 5 years. We just saw, oh, it's a useful material. It hasn't been scaled up yet. What we do at Tangled is scale up material and try to reduce the cost so that there's a reliable supply chain of filaments, just by being optimal. So we're gonna make black PCTG to add to our black PLA. That's all we're doing. Does PCTG let off any volatile chems when printing? Not really, especially when compared to ASA or ABS. Like, it's way more inert than those two materials. Again, it's a lot like Pctg. I made my desk with it. Nutty Wheelie, you made a desk with it? Have a higher layer bond. Does TUFF have a higher layer bond than Pctg? Could it be used as infill for matte parts? You can try, but if you're using it as the infill, you don't have a lot of surface area contact, so I'm not sure how much benefit it would create. Just ordered 3 kg PLA gray and black. First time trying it. Oh, Body Man, let us know how it goes. Yeah. We've been, when Tangled started almost 2 years ago now. Yeah, similar VOCs to Pctg. Yep. Does it print below 300? Yeah, TUFF will print at about 250 to 270, generally, if you're printing fast. And you can go down lower if you're printing more slowly. So yeah, you can use it on any standard machine. $40 equivalent kg in UK, horrendous. Whoa, I didn't know it was that bad over there. Yeah, over here in the States, PCTG is about $40. So we made TUFF to get, we wanted to get it below 25 so that it was compelling. Because yeah, here in the States, it's about $30. I think I said 40 a moment ago, but $30. Stupid vibration, ruining my Instagram feed. Does PCTG stick to PLA or Pctg? It'll definitely stick to Pctg, and yeah, it should stick to PLA fine if you're printing them together. Central EU, it's around 28. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, a lot of these filaments get down to 25 kind of on the regular because people will run sales, but our whole thing whenever we do stuff on Tangled is like we never want it to be on sale. Okay, I gotta stop a thing right now. TUFF is spelled T-U-F-F for tough, unnamed fucking filament. Because I hate the names of Pctg and PCTG. Pctg, at least you can say Pctg, so it's 2 syllables. PCTG, what am I gonna say? Pctg? That's actually better. Pctg is a better name than PCTG. It's still awful, but it's better than PCTG. But yeah, TUFF is TUFF, which is an acronym for tough unnamed fucking filament, because we just want to bash on all these terrible filament names that ultimately don't mean anything, because things like Pro PLA or PLA Plus, complete and total BS that do not mean anything, and you still have to check the data sheets if you really care. Yeah. I've seen listed under Pctg listed under PC on some eShops. Listed as in like underneath, under ranking, or like somebody put PC on it and just didn't like finish the title. I can send a picture of it. Where do I do that? None of you got it. I forgot what a conversation. Oh, the desk. I don't think you can send a photo into streams. I'm sorry. Here, let me. TUFF filament. I'm gonna just do this right here. Listed as when you filter polycarbonate filaments, you get some. Oh yeah. Oh no, I can see how that would work, because some websites just like set a baseline letter combo to help with stuff. So I can see how that would happen. You don't like polycyclohexylene dimethylene terephthalate glycol as a name? No, I don't. This is what's hilarious. It's like, I read that, I've read it before, I've seen it many times before. I still will not remember that 30 seconds from now. And Pctg doesn't rhyme with anything. You have to say all 4 letters. It isn't short. It's not intuitive. It has no brand recognition to imply what it is, because everybody on this stream is asking, why is Pctg better or different? That's because nobody knows what it is. So we might as well just call it whatever the heck we want, which we're going to say is TUFF, because just to bash on everybody and just to make a point, and we're going to roll from there. We were going to save TUFF for another material that we're working on, but we're just going to call this TUFF 0.5. And then when we do TUFF 1.0, that'll be there. Does TUFF filament mean hard TPU or TPU is not necessary? No, because those still have a lot more give. TUFF, yes, TUFF has better impact strength, but it will still break. Whereas TPU will almost always stretch rather than break, or bend rather than break. Pctg can still break. It's more durable than Pctg for sure, but it will still potentially break. How do I chat in mobile view of the thing? It doesn't actually let me do it. It just lets me moderate the messages going by, but I can't actually chat inside of the stream. Weird. What else? I was thinking about sending a merch message to Wanshow asking if Linus would do a vid with you. Oh, dude, do it. TFMG, do it. That's a great idea. I would say that I would do it, but like that's a little bit tacky. Dude, that would be awesome. Let me know if you do, and we'll make sure that we're checking our emails and that kind of stuff when it's going by, because it would so suck if they like reached out and said something. But yeah, if you did that, say, hey, do a collab with Slant 3D to design a 3D printed product. And Linus would say 3D printing's crap, and then it would be dismissed. Yeah. Let's see here. Honestly, fair enough. I love Pctg when printing with it for a couple months, but it is way more expensive than Pctg. But your TUFF prices, like seriously, are a lot lower than any other supplier. Yes. Here's the thing, guys. Like, there's a few advantages that we have. Most filament manufacturers make like 50 colors, which means that they're just less efficient at producing material. They also have a lot less automation than we do. They kill themselves with selection. Since we make black and we make it on 3 kg spools, and that's what it is, we get to be really efficient about it because we're not switching out and having a bunch of human time or paying for 3 spools when you can just have one. But in addition to that, and this is also a big advantage, the Tangled project is basically a way to just show that low-cost US-made filament is possible and to kind of make a point about how to do it. We don't really make a profit on Tangled, not a significant profit. It's pretty much a wash most of the time. But we keep on doing it because we're able to pay for the production of this stuff because we use it inside of our print farms. And then we haven't figured out how to make Tangled like wildly profitable. We have some other product ideas over there, and it just kind of becomes like the e-commerce spot. So there's that, but ultimately, yeah, we just are always kind of, we don't have as many chains around our neck as other manufacturers because we don't do high variation. We're really focused about what we do, and we're never in a hurry. So like whenever we do something on Tangled, we are just like, this might work, it might not. If it doesn't work, whatever. It's a side project. And if it does work, great. But yeah, we just roll from there. I switched to the stream, but yeah, look for it this Friday. What? Huh? Look for it this Friday. Oh, TFMG. Sorry, I was looking at you over there, and you came from over there. I didn't know where you come from. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll watch the LAN show this weekend, and I'll look for the merch message. Let us know when it goes through. I have a P1S and 2 Cobras. I'm a senior in high school, and I'm looking for a way to start a business. What kinds of products do you think would be good to sell out of my house? So, Enoch, Lawrence, find something that you want. Make something that you want, because then you are your own best customer, so you know what you want to see when buying it. So make it for yourself first. Find something online on like Thangs, get a commercial license for the part, or design something however you want to do it. And then you can go ahead and work on building out the business from there. But start with yourself as your own customer. That way you have an opinion that your customers will want. If you try to do random stuff, you won't know how to talk about it, and you won't be passionate about it. Pick something that you're passionate about. Do you guys have a big print farm? It's pretty big. Our mega farm spec'd out for 3,000 machines. So pretty big. So everything that we do at Slant 3D, the Mega Farm is a print farm for other people to use. So our core product is called Teleport, which allows anybody to use our print farm for their business. You can connect your Etsy store to our print farm so that whenever you get an order, we will print it and ship it right to your customer for you. That way you get 1,000 machines on tap for free. That is what it does for you. So rather than having to run like 20 machines inside a garage or something like that, you can focus on creating and designing stuff, and whenever you get an order, it prints and ships. That means you can go on vacation. It means you can spend time with the family. All these things that if you're running a print farm, you end up changing out filament in the middle of the night all the time and just being stressed out. So we built Teleport as a way to let people get really large scale production without having to build it themselves. So that's Teleport. You can see it over on slantpod.com. Oh, thanks, Phil. Appreciate that. Yeah, being your own best customer is what you should do if you're starting a business. Build this for yourself. Like with Teleport itself, I built this for me. We started down the journey of Slant 3D in like 2018 when we were working on Little Bots. And we were like, we're going to have to build a print farm because nobody has a print service that works well the way I want it to, because I don't want to have to do the printing. But we're going to have to do the printing because otherwise it just doesn't work. It's too expensive and it shouldn't be. And then as we were building Teleport, I'm like, oh man, I wish I had this when I was in high school. I could just spend all day long designing widgets and gadgets and stuff. And if they sold, great. If they didn't sell, great. But I could just spend all the time creating and wouldn't have to worry about running the factory. So we built Teleport for me. And now I run Teleport, so I don't get to go design widgets and gadgets all the time. But life is hard and you move on with it. As I set up my Etsy shop, they ask about production partners and days that orders are processed, weekends, holidays. What days does Slant 3D not work? So if you're hitting processing time, turn off the weekend and say, I recommend people on their Etsy stores set production time at 3 to 7 days. Here's the thing. 99% of orders through Teleport go out in under 2 days. 99% of them. But during Christmas or during holidays and stuff, that time can extend and Etsy has weirdness in it. So it's better to just under promise and over deliver and let people see 7 days and be like, and then you can say, oh no, don't worry, it'll ship faster than that. It almost always will, but we want to make sure that we don't ever ship late because shipping late hurts your store. So yeah. And as far as production partners, you can put in Slant 3D as a production partner, but I don't think you even have to put that in. It's nice to have, but I don't think it's necessary. Started in high school too, and yes, use yourself as a customer, but of course you will always have a bias because you made it. What I recommend is to stay connected with your first few customers. That's a really good idea. Yeah, staying connected with your first few customers will show you things that you don't see. And also, if you created the item, you have kind of a precious baby syndrome where you'll think, oh, I made it just right, they're wrong. Don't do that. Once you start having other customers, they are correct. You take that feedback and you learn from it. Now, you don't have to implement that feedback exactly. Take it with a grain of salt. But if they're right about something, make sure that you're open and empathetic enough to be right about it. This is something I fight with, like with our developers and even our video folks. I say like, hey, this product is for the customer. If the customer is having problems with it of any sort, it's our fault. If the customer is confused or having trouble or whatever it was, it is our fault and we have to fix this. Because if your grandma cannot use our product, then it's our product's fault, not because your grandma has never used the internet. That's unfair and incorrect. So, oh, sorry. Evil Cherry. We did the cowboy hat because, wait, do I have the cowboy hat? We might have the cowboy hat. I didn't do the cowboy hat because that's from our music video for Tangled. We did the country western song on Tangled last year. We should do that again. Maybe we should do that for the Pctg launch. I'd be kind of down for that. Scammed. Sorry. Yes, I clickbaited folks on the mobile stream. It's me. It is me in the photo. I originally came from a cattle ranch. That is my hat. Like, that's the thing. And if you want to, I can take my voice down into a low baritone and we can get some music rolling and I can sing some George Strait. But that seems a little bit weird given the fact that everyone watching this stream right now is male and I am straight. So I'm going to take my voice back down to where it normally is. I'm going to take it back up into the nasally rather than down in the diaphragm. Any selling to stores like Fabrico? I don't know what Fabrico is, Repo Man. Can you give me more context? How much was creating YouTube content contributed to your business? Oh, Thomas, I think content, whoa, sorry about that. I think content is probably one of the best ways of marketing. It is the only way that we market right now. We don't really buy ads. We buy a few, but not a lot. We mainly make content as a way of lead generation because the content is something that your customers can use at any time where you're giving it away for free. People get a chance to know me. So it's really great when I call somebody up and say, hey, you sent us a quote. And they're like, whoa, you're the guy from the video. And I'm like, yeah, what's up, dude? And he's like, dude, I've been watching you for a while. That's great if you're in a sales process. But the content is also evergreen. So whenever someone is ready to look at 3D printing, they will run into our content and our content will be sitting there. Whereas if you buy ads, your ads are only active when someone clicks or in that moment. So you're always buying clicks, but once that click is gone, it's gone. But once we make a video, we have a cost to make that video, but then it's useful forever. So I have no idea what the cost per click would be on that video, but it is less than if we were running ads against stuff. The value of content is huge. If you want to know like my full philosophy about it, we did a podcast about it like 3 weeks ago. And I think we posted the video over on Slant Pod, the YouTube channel. So there was that. Do you think Pctg is better or worse than Pctg or PET? Pctg is cheaper. PCTG is probably functionally better. I think it's functionally better because it doesn't absorb as much water. So it prints cleaner and is a little bit more durable. Fabrico is a 3D printer store located in Florida. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. If you're selling 3D printed stuff, taking it up to a local retailer is great. I recommend doing it on consignment. So, if you're selling 3D prints into stores, you probably should do it on consignment. And what this is when you give the parts to the store owner, you give them like 10 items for free and say, go ahead and try to sell these. Call me when the box is empty. And they'll call you when the box is empty. And you're like, okay, to get another box, you got to pay me for that first box. And that way you're basically seeding them and giving them a taste and letting them try it out for free. So that's really easy. So just hand them a box with a QR code with your contact information on the front and say, go ahead and try to sell these. I recommend selling them for 29 bucks. And I will sell them to you for $5 if you ever want to refill this box. And if you don't want to refill it, throw them away and move on with your life. And that lets you have a really scalable, repeatable system for selling into stores. And the stores have very little risk to trying to get the stuff built out. Quite frankly, if you wanted to do this in a really cool way, what you could do is you could fill that box with 10 items and then create a QR code to your portal. And then they can order from the portal and we will print and ship them replacements straight to their store. So you don't have to do anything except call those stores and drop off boxes to them. And then afterwards, it is automatic and they get refills whenever they need them just by ordering through portals. That's a cool business model that I would love to see someone try. Okay. What filament should I buy? You should buy TUFF filament from tangledfilament.com because TUFF is on sale and is actually PCTG, but way cheaper than anyone else. PCTG is generally about $30 a spool, and we brought it down to $22.50. Okay, that's the ad. If you're just prototyping around, you should probably use PLA. If you're a beginner and just starting out, because it's really forgiving and easy to work with. We're doing a pre-order campaign right now for our TUFF filament, which is just a really durable filament. And then but if you want filament too, like PLA, we sell PLA filament on tangledfilament.com for $10 a spool, if you're a member. And if you're a non-member, you got to pay shipping a little bit more per spool. If I connect Shopify to Teleport, is there a way to only fulfill orders from the US? So, two things on this. Yes. You can either just match your US only listings to us. So if you have Shopify, you can make listings that only appear to US customers. And then when you get an order, we print it and ship it because you match us to those listings. We are working on a feature inside of Teleport to where you can set up US fulfillment only. And when you, what am I trying to say? When you get an order from the US, it'll check the zip code and we will be able to automatically ship those orders for you so that US just automatically gets covered. Do you think a certain material would be a niche for a print farm, such as harder to print material like TPU? That's actually not a bad idea, Thomas. Doing like material specific like TPU or ASA or ESD safe. I think there's value in that because you would recognize the products that could be made with that and you can focus in on those customers. So I think a particular product would be fine. What is your thoughts on 5 kg spools? Also, if ordering in bulk 3 kg, what is the magic number you would like to order at a time? 50 or 100 rolls? VDK printing, I don't have an opinion. You can order however many spools you want. If you're a member, it's free shipping for you. So you get to put in whatever you want. For us, I think we have a box that automatically holds 3. Yeah, we do. A 12 by 12 box. We will pack up spools in sets of 3. So 99 spools is like the magic number, or 33, or 66, or whatever multiple of 3 is in 55. 57? I think it's 57. No, it's not 57. That's not right. But yeah, sets of 3. That's the most efficient if you're really wanting to help us optimize. What time do you have in the USA? It is 1 p.m. 1300 in the USA right now. Is there a way to add parts that aren't printed? Like if I shipped you branded lanyards or something, could you include one in each order? We can include lanyards inside of the order. We have third-party parts inside of Teleport. So you go over here to, you guys can't see it on this stream, but if you go over to the other stream, if you're inside of matching, you can go in here, edit a match, and then you go into components, and then we've got like 50, 80, 100 components in there, from ball bearings to magnets, wireless chargers, light pucks. All of those are in there. If you wanted to send us custom lanyards, we can do that, but you would have to be on the enterprise tier. If you can deal with just a lanyard, tell us what lanyard you want, and we will store them up and add them to catalog. And then other sellers can also get access to that component. So yeah, we can absolutely include non-printed parts in Teleport orders. Super easy. Let's see here. Any thoughts on the legislation trying to be passed on Washington? I do not care about the legislation in Washington until somebody tells me what to do. We reached out to one of the congressmen leading that bill to have them on the podcast. Solomon? I forget his name right now. But we reached out to him to have him on the podcast if he wanted to share it around, if he wanted to talk about it. But beyond that, no one's told me what we should do, what action should be taken about it. And since I'm not a Washington resident, my opinion doesn't matter up there. So I'm moving on with my life because there's no reason to worry about things that you cannot control. So until there's some action step that somebody gives to me, that's as far as I'm going with it. Which other markets are great to ship to from the US? Canada. Canada, I think it costs about $15 to ship something to Canada. It is expensive. Canada has also implemented reciprocal tariff sort of interactions with us. But Canada is fine. You can ship it to Mexico, but Mexico isn't a very good market. If you're selling to the US, sell to the US. We buy more stuff than anyone else on the planet. So, yeah, just focus on the US. What else, folks? How's it going over here with Instagram? Sorry, I've kind of been like ignoring y'all. Pctg averages out to like 7% to 15% better in most tests, sometimes a little bit more over Pctg and mini PLAs. It's the ASA to ABS for yeah, Pctg isn't necessarily stronger in like tensile tests than Pctg, but it's a lot more durable, so it has quite a bit more give. Can you print TPU and Pctg in one go? Yeah, we could do a multi-material like that for you if you're on Enterprise Teleport. That's where we would turn on that sort of multi-material for you and get you a specific thing set up. If they require being glued, yeah, you definitely have to go on Enterprise. And then we basically quote out the custom materials, the custom profile, and the custom assembly for you. How much does your product cost right now? How much do you charge for people, Klaus? Okay. I'm going to go back to Tangled. I'm just going to put that up on the screen. I can't believe, here's the thing, guys. We had a rule at the beginning of the year that I wasn't going to advertise anything about Tangled because Tangled is supposed to run on its own. But we're doing this one thing because we're doing this TUFF filament production with a partner because we don't have enough extrusion bandwidth right at the moment. But we're doing it with a partner, and they were able to get a good quality product out. I still don't doubt that there will be some sort of wrinkle in this whole thing. There's going to be the wrong bag or something else is going to go wrong, but we'll work through it, and we will know that it's worth doing for folks. Do you think you guys will ever teleport up for becoming a product for other businesses who do more high strength and engineering materials? Oh, open up. Gotcha. Phil, if you are using doing 100 orders per month, we will basically turn on any material you want, from carbon fiber nylon to ASA to all the rest of them. Like we will turn on any material for someone who has enough demand for it. So right now, the majority of demand is Pctg and PLA. But if somebody wants higher strength materials and has demand for it, just tell us and we will turn it on. We'll do that immediately. We may turn on Pctg here in the nearest future because obviously we're doing it inside of Tangled. But yeah, we can roll from there. Oh man, I love our icons on our Tangled website though, by the way. Like, I love the fact that PLA is a perfect circle. And I love the fact that Pro PCTG is a spiky circle. And 3 small circles is a 3-pack of 1 kg. Actually, that shouldn't really be available anymore. We've sold out of that. We're not doing 1 kg here for a bit. How do I paint my models that gives premium quality? You print them in resin. That's the trick I would give. All right, what else, folks? We're coming up on time. We're gonna end the stream here in just a little bit. We got probably like 3 or 4 minutes, so get your last questions out. What else? No, I'm happy with that. Do you make 3D printers? We do not make printers. We made printers for a little while way back in the day, and then it became a distraction. We make print farms. So we hope that people don't have to use a 3D printer if we are able to print and ship fast enough. And since 99% of orders ship in under 2 days, we'll put a few more print farms around the country and we'll have parts to you in 1 to 2 days in the nearish future. So I'm jazzed about that. Okay. What's your favorite brand of 3D printers? I don't endorse printers, guys. I don't do reviews of 3D printers. I don't know what's out there. And my opinion does not matter because I don't do consumer 3D printers. My rules and my expectations for a machine are so different from what somebody should buy for themselves that I just don't want to give the opinion because my opinion shouldn't be listened to on that. What car do I drive? The reason I laugh is because my car is a piece of crap, which people wouldn't expect. I drive a 2005 Pontiac G3, and the reason I drive it is because it's a 2-door, and I'm a person, and it's stick. And I really like to drive stick, especially in small cars. It's so much fun. It's also just been reliable, and I thought it was going to blow up like 3 years ago. There are a lot of things completely chintzy about it, and it is not a professional vehicle at all. And I have a friend who's an architect, and I drove up in some other car one day, and he was like, "Gabe, it's great to see that you're not driving a car for a 13-year-old anymore." And I was like, "Screw you, Andy." And I don't have to roll up anywhere and anything else. I use this for transport. I don't care. So I drive a really, really crappy, really, really old car because I also hate cars. I love driving. Well, I like driving in a certain way, but that certain way isn't good for roads. I'm a very aggressive driver. But the way I drive, just all the things. My car is for transport only, so I don't have to have it be fancy or be nice. I just need it to be functional and turn on each day. And I hate the fact that a car depreciates so fast and is so useless and you have to change the oil on it all the time. I cannot wait for robo-taxis to be ubiquitous. If I could do Uber all the time right now, I totally would. But I'm too cheap and I don't want to pay for an Uber every time for going from home to here or getting groceries. And so I've got my car, it's stick, it's about to die. I'm sure it's about to die. I'm going to have to get a new one. But I don't like cars because driving is also a hassle and irritating. And I hate sitting there, not being able to do anything other than watch the road in front of me. I cannot wait for self-driving cars to get around. As soon as that's like for reals, I'm going to definitely go grab a Tesla and say like, FSD, I don't care if it's $200 a month for it to drive me around. That's totally worth it. Going to do it immediately. Do not care. And we're so close. We're so close. Probably not in my town. Boise is not going to have self-driving for a long time because we don't have enough Teslas around. But 5 years, 10 years, and maybe I can move down to Austin or something. How many printers do you have in your print farm? The mega farm is spec'd out for 3,000 machines. We say it gives anybody 1,000 machines on tap. I feel like most who drive stick are aggressive drivers. Yeah, probably. It's just part of it is. You go, that you have to be aggressive, otherwise you don't get the sound. Where's the farm? The farm is in Boise, Idaho. It won't be a Tesla as long as they refuse to put radars and stuff in their cars and keep cameras only info. I don't know about that. I agree that radar, I think that Tesla probably should have put a radar in there, because having a physical measurement of the world is useful when doing full vision. But I also understand where Elon's coming from of like, humans see with eyeballs, we can see with eyeballs. And I think AI is pretty darn good right now to where it'll sort out. It's 25 out today, so I'm going to go out on a run. Ooh, warm times, Maker 209. Balmy day. Yeah. Alrighty, guys, we're gonna wrap that up. Thanks so much for watching. Go buy some of our Pro Pctg TUFF filament over on Tangled. If we get enough of it sold, we gotta sell 500 kilograms of it. And if we get enough of it sold, we can keep the pricing down there around 22 bucks a kilogram. And if we get this first batch done, that'll put us on the roadmap to getting it down to $13 per kg. So, all right, let me know if there's anything else, and I'll see y'all tomorrow at stream. See you later. Get off of here. Whoa, wow, that's the end. See you guys.